All right, what's up, guys? VV back with another video. And in today's video, guys, we got a pretty chill, lighthearted video lined up for today. Nothing too crazy, no comprehensive deck guide or anything. But we're going to be checking out three interesting leaders in today's video. In fact, I think my head's in the way for this one. There we go. We've got yellow Linlin, just mono yellow, starter deck. What was it? ST07 Linlin. Smoker, which was a OP02 leader that is now also part of the ST19 starter deck set as well. Same exact leader. Same exact leader, but different art. And then Blue-Black Rebecca, which I believe came out in OP04. So we've got some really cool stuff to go over today. Nothing too crazy, though, guys. This is probably going to be a pretty short video by my standards. But let me go ahead and break it down for you guys so you know what we're getting into. Because first things first, we are going to head over to the lab. We've got a game of Red Yellow Sabo versus Katakuri. That should be very interesting, okay? Katakuri is a very tough matchup for Red Yellow Sabo for those who are not aware. So hopefully we can learn something from that game. After that, we are going to head over to these games, the games we just talked about, the three games on the sim of these three leaders in the background. And then we're going to head over to the deck builder, and we'll break down the deck list that I'm running for each one of these. We'll kind of talk about it and, wrap it up in that way. Nothing too crazy in today's video, guys. All right, so let's just go ahead and hop into it. Without any further ado, let's just do this, guys. Let's get into it. And, of course, if you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, guys, please don't hesitate to put those down in the comment section below. I will have all the different deck lists and any relevant links down in the comment section. And, of course, I'll have everything time-stamped in the general description. All right, guys, let's do this. Let's get into it. First things first, let me go ahead and move my camera back up to here. We have to head over to the VV Lab. For any of the new players, you might be wondering, what is the lab? And guys, in this part of the video, I try to reserve the first part of each one of my videos to something that's purely educational and some way for me to give back to the community. And that's what this is. Okay, so what we're about to do here is I'm going to review a community submitted game. So this is not me playing. This is just random people in the community who wanted me to review their game. And it acts as like a miniature coaching session, really. If you're interested in me reviewing your game, it's very simple to set up. It's like a three-step process. First, you have to record the game you want me to review. Second, you have to upload it to YouTube. And third, you have to hop over to the VV Theory Discord, which is in the channel description. Hop over there, and under the Review My Games channel, just post the link to the video from YouTube. And as soon as I see it, I give you the thumbs up, and you get thrown in line, and whenever it's your turn, you're up. So super simple, guys. If you want me to check out one of your games, see if you're playing a leader correctly, I'll tell you to the best of my ability what I think about it and try to help you out from there. And guys, that applies to new players, intermediate players, or if you're a pro player. If you want my opinion on something, if you just want an outsider's thoughts on it, someone who has been in TCGs for a very long time, and someone who takes the one-piece trading card game very seriously, send it over, guys. There's not like, and it doesn't matter if you win or lose. It doesn't matter if it's a digital submission like what we're about to see here on the sim, or if it is a physical one where you record it with your camera of you and your friend playing the game. Okay, so very simple. Okay, now, if you have any questions on that, please don't hesitate to ask in the comment section below. I should be able to help you out down there as fast as I can. And if I don't, then just hop over to the Discord and ask your questions on there, and me or someone will be able to help you out as soon as we can. Now, let's hop into this game. We have a game of Red Yellow Sabo versus Katakuri. Okay, let me make sure the volume is off real quick and the speed is on 2x. We always watch these on 2x speed. And I'm actually very curious as to how this game goes. So, again, for those who might be wondering, if anyone new to the channel, I don't pre-watch these games. It's just a blind reaction. So, again, I don't care if you win a game or lose a game. We're going to learn whatever we can from the submission. So, here we go. Let's check this out. So first things first, let's see who, so it looks like the Katakuri player, I'm going to pause real quick right away. Really cool background. Notice how they changed the background of their sim. I don't know how to do that. Don't ask me, but that looks really cool. They have like an anime figure in the background. Really cool up here in the top right. You see it, guys? Really cool. Now, Katakuri did win the dice roll, and they chose to go second. That's very standard for Katakuri, so that way they can get their standard odd curve going very nicely, like with Pudding into Paraspero, into whatever 5-drop they're running, maybe Gadatsu or something, into 7 Lin, straight into 10 Lin. So do you see how that went 1, 3, 5, 7, 10? Guys, that's why they want to go second, because they get to swing an extra time with their leader with the Dawn while getting straight to 10 Dawn on their turn 5. It's a very, very good option for them. And they did get to go second. They did win the dice roll, and they chose to go second. All right, so let's see what the Red Yellow Sabo player is going to do here. They pick up. They kept a pretty strong hand. This is not like an insane hand or anything. Okay, that's a little better. We did get access to a Zoro very early, and this is the way. Pause. This is the only way that I have found that you're able to actually compete against Katakuri. You have to go pedal to the metal, all gas, no brakes. That's the only way, and you just have to go for it. It's the only way, because if they get into their 10 Dawn turns, like, how do I say this? If they get into their 10 Dawn turns where they still have plenty of life and they're not worried about anything, they just start chaining Linlins together, and it's over, guys. It is a wrap. So this is the way. Swing 5, swing 5. We got 2 cards out of their hand. They're going to Hiyori, set their top life card. They're going to swing for 8 into 5. They let it go. They could have 2K to get out of that, but they decided to let it go. I like that. Okay. Yeah, I like swinging first just in case they set a trigger to the top of their life. So hang on, guys. That was actually an extremely important sequencing decision there by the red-yellow Sabo player. So you might be wondering, why didn't they play out like Katakuri or something, right? Why didn't, or not Katakuri, Karasu. Why didn't they play out the Karasu here to drop the power of the other player by 1,000, by the leader, or excuse me. Why didn't they play out the Karasu to drop the power of the Katakuri by 1,000 for the turn? And then they could have swung 6,000 into 4, and that would have been a really good hit. Because, notice they played out Hiyori. Hiyori was set to the top life card of the Katakuri player. So they could have set anything there. They could have set anything there. It could have been a Kikanojo, which wouldn't matter because we're at 4 life, or it could have been a Nami. Either Onami, the 2-cost banish character on play, or the 5-cost Nami that pops. You know, they both have a pop of 5 or less trigger. Okay, so they decide, the red-yellow Sabo player decides to swing first. Extremely relevant here. And then they go ahead and develop the not the Karasu, but the Charlotte Cracker. And hang on. So right away they Thunderbolt. Okay, so the Cracker was developed, and I really like that, because that's going to basically punish whatever the Katakuri does here, right? If they decide to attack in, well, they're in deep, deep trouble, right? If they decide to attack in, Katakuri was going to be at 4 life, because remember, they just used a Thunderbolt. That's why they're down to 3. Let's go back real quick. So watch. Let me show you something real quick. Okay, they pass turn. So it's 4 life to 4 life. So what I'm saying is, if the Katakuri just attacks in like normal this turn and develops a character for the turn, then all of a sudden, this Charlotte Cracker is going to absolutely punish the Katakuri by us having more life than our opponent, or excuse me, by them having more life than us. I can't talk right now, guys. I'm sorry, because I got distracted. I'm like, wait a minute, why is there a Gadatsu in the trash? So I just got completely sidetracked there. They counted out aggressively to put that Gadatsu in their trash, when right now that card would be insane on curve. I'm very, very surprised at that. I'm sorry, guys. I did get a little bit distracted there. So real quick, just to completely re-stress what I was trying to say there. If the Katakuri does not remove Cracker, then we will punish him next turn with the Cracker and aggressively take life, going down to 3 life. Because Cracker says if you have less life than your opponent and you attach 1 Dawn, he gets plus 1,000 power. So the Dawn gives him another 1,000. So he'll have 2,000 from just 1 Dawn, and he'll have double attack. Very, very powerful there. So, but instead, what the Katakuri did, since they trashed their Gadatsu early, is they used, goodness gracious, pause, they used a Thunderbolt to lose their top life to pop our Cracker, and now they're swinging in for 7,000. Actually, I think it will be 8,000 once they complete their little interaction here with Banish. I would probably 2K to get out of this one personally. They do. I think that was the right call for sure. Again, sorry about that, guys. I got so distracted there when I saw the Gadatsu. I'm like, wait a minute, what on earth? What are we talking about? Why is this even a conversation? They should have just played out the Gadatsu, but they countered with it aggressively. So swing 7, put the Zoro back in life, and here we go. Now we're off to the races. Now, yes, okay, that's kind of annoying. The 7 Lin, yeah, just give him a life. That's fine. I wouldn't even mind just giving him this life, because look, he's gonna push the Zoro to the bottom anyway, right? Okay, or he doesn't. Oh, he set his own life. He wanted to look at his own life card, and he kept it on the top. So the Katakuri looked at his own life card with his effect and kept it on top. Let's see what it was. And it wasn't anything. Okay, so maybe it was a 10 Lin? I'm not exactly sure. Wow, smashing in for 8, gets a double 2K counter out of hand. That was a massive turn for our opponent there. It was a 10 Lin. More than likely, that card was a 10 Lin. They wanted to see that as soon as possible. But guys, it might be too late for that for our opponent here. I think we might want to do one big setup turn here. Yep, swing 7. Keep the pedal to the metal here. Reduce the okay, very nice. That is the utility of 8 cost Rayleigh. He just did minus 3,000 power to a character until the start of your next turn. Or maybe it's till the end of your opponent's next turn. I can't remember the phrasing on it exactly. But minus 3,000 power right now on the Linlin. Minus 2,000 on the other Linlin. And they popped the next biggest relevant character, the Onami. So that was a 8 cost character that dealt with 3 different bodies in 3 different ways. Really powerful effect there from the Rayleigh. Absolutely love that card. And we could have chosen to gain life with it. However, it's getting pretty scary right now for the Red Yellow Sabo player. We have to keep characters on the board now, or we're not going to be able to win in time, especially if they start gaining life. Let's see what they choose to do here. Okay. 9 and 5 will take that. Beautiful. Kikinojo seems good. 2K counter out of the 6K attack. That would have been an 8,000 power attack. However, it got completely negated. They attack in. They look at their own life card, so it has to be said real quick, and they kept it on top. In this situation, I do believe it would have been better for the Katakuri to actually check out our life, the Red Yellow Sabo player's life here, because that's really all that matters. It doesn't matter what's in his life currently, unless he's that concerned with losing. He might lose the game right here. We'll have to see. Okay, so right here, I think we're probably going to just drop his, drop his power down. It's fine. I like that. I do like that. Attach 4. Swing for 9. Swing for 10. This is going through. And then we're going to life this card. Excellent. Yeah, life it. Absolutely. Plus 2,000 to the crosser. So why should we have done it that time? Because, hey, wouldn't we like for him to attack into our Rayleigh? Sure, but then it does the same effect anyway, right? Because he's in our life. It absorbs 1 attack no matter which way you cut it, right? That part's not relevant. They're down to 1 life. Oh, but their last life was a you're the one who should disappear. Very frustrating, very annoying, right? But, hey, it's not over yet. Let's see what happens here. Gosh, guys, that event is so crazy. You're the one who should disappear to gain a life. Oh, man. So annoying, but hey, it happens. We're running Red Yellow Sabo. We're running the card too, or at least some decks are still running that card in Red Yellow Sabo. It happens. Let's see what happens here, though. Okay, they're going to pop it. That, I don't know if that was the right call. Maybe it was. Maybe it was the right call. We're going to take this hit, of course. I would consider 2K countering. Oh, nice. They take that. We get a trigger. Yeah, we have to. Actually, we could just take every hit, can't we? They're going to swing in for 10. I would have taken it. Go for another trigger. Boom. There's another trigger. Yeah, GG. Awesome. Really good stuff here. So that's the only way that I found success going against Katakuri. Exactly what you saw right there, where it's like depend on your triggers. Make sure your triggers can help you. And then you can just, kind of rush, use your rushers and your trigger cards to just close out the game. Too much pressure, too fast, where you don't have to deal with, you just totally ignore their board. You notice that, guys? We're not even going for the board. We're not going the control route because we just can't. We can't do it effectively. We have to keep them on a clock, or else they're gonna beat us in the long game. Awesome stuff right there. That was a really good game. I didn't really see anything that I would do differently, except that part where I completely stumbled over all my words and couldn't form a sentence properly. That was embarrassing, but we got through there. And again, that was back. Okay, so we will talk about this right here. So real quick, it was right here. So let me see something. Swing for 5, 2K counter out. I'm so confused by that. Are they trying to not lose a potential Kikinojo in their life? I don't understand. I would have taken 1 hit and then countered out of the other. Always take the first hit in case it's some type of trigger, because that could directly affect your decision, or it could give you access to a 1K counter you don't care about, like maybe a Brulee or something. I don't know, just something you wouldn't have to care about. And then right here, look at this. Swing for 5. They counter out with the Gidatsu. I didn't even pick up. I feel like that didn't register in my mind when I first saw it in the game, because it just seems so crazy to me. Because see, watch on this next play here. Okay, they're gonna swing into the Zoro, and that was the right play. I completely agree with that play. Now watch this. Okay, swing for 6 first. We talked about this. Perfect. No trigger. That seems good for us. Playing out the Cracker. This would be their 6th on turn, where that Gidatsu would have gotten full value on a 4-cost character. And yes, there are some 5-cost characters for our opponent to worry about, with Red Yellow Sabo. but not really if you think about it. Like, why would you care so much about a Nami that enters play to KO? Okay, excuse me. There wouldn't even be a Nami on the board right now, right? Like, we wouldn't even play out Nami because there's nothing to KO that's relevant. We would have established a, something like a Kikanojo or a Cracker or something, or like the Karasu in hand or the Zoro. We wouldn't be developing a Nami into this kind of board. So I'm very, very confused why they decided to trash the Gadatsu. That's the one major play I'm not sure about from the Katakuri player. But hey, it happens. Maybe he didn't expect a follow-up like this. Maybe he expected a really strong 5-cost character like the new 5-cost Ace, the red Ace card. Okay, that's enough. That was a really good game. Great submission there. Y'all give me 1 second to get set up here. And we're going to move over to some games on the sim. Okay. 1 second, guys. There we go. Full screen that. Take off the black screen here. And we're good. All right. We're pretty much good to go. Oh, gosh. The camera's being a little weird. That's fine. That's fine like that. Okay, so we've got 3 games to go through. First one up is Smoker versus Shanks. Okay, let's check this one out. Volume is now off, and the speed is now we got it on 2x, and we're good to go. So I've been kind of messing around. I've been dabbling with a bunch of different decks, and other than Red, Yellow, Sabo, guys, I don't know what to play. I mean, Red, Yellow, Sabo, I can literally play just so many different times, time after time after time. And it doesn't really get tired for me because of how generic the leader effect is. I can actually make it control, aggro, mid-range, whatever I want, combo, you name it. So I've been really loving Red, Yellow, Sabo, but I don't just want to only put out Red, Yellow, Sabo videos. I think some people would not really care for that. So I do get a really good start, but so did Shanks. Turn 1, Shanks gets out Uda going first. Turn 2, turn 1, we get out Brand New going second. So a pretty ideal start for everybody. Okay, going to swing for 5. We'll 1K counter out of that. I'll put the Rebecca in my trash to get it back later with a Gecko Moria. Now, as far as the list that I'm running, I do think this is a list that I got from somewhere on OnePieceTopDecks.com. I think it was just like the list that did the best most recently. So, okay, here we go. We played out the Kuzan to draw a card there, and then I swung, kind of tempting him to take a life. Like, hey, what if you get a removal trigger? But I don't know if they're even running any. I don't know if they're running Jet Pistol or what. But hey, they swing in for 5 there. We're going to take it gladly. We've got Kuzan on the board. We don't necessarily have to swing with Kuzan. And in fact, right now, we can just, just tighten up the board here. Just reinforce the board. So we're going to swing for 6 here. They do give us a 2K counter. I'm going to swing for 6 more. They could use the leader effect here and then do a 1K. They choose to take it. Okay, we're going to play out the Rebecca. I'm going to grab the. That's a tough call between Tashigi and Sabo, but then I do tempo out a 3-cost 5K Hina. Okay, Shanks is an extremely powerful deck, guys. It's like really, really strong. I don't know how else to say that. So you do have to be careful here. Right here, I just want that Yasop out of here. I don't want that card on the board. So we're going to attach those here, use the leader effect first. So there is a sequencing thing there. There's a reason Tashigi is worded the way it's worded instead of being on play. Because Tashigi has an on play to do -4 cost to a character, right? Then she has an activate main to pop a 0 cost character. It's worded in that way where it's not just on play, pop a 4 or less. So that way you can reduce the cost of a character on play. Then attach it onto your leader, give it -1 cost. Now your leader's buffed up for the turn. Then you can trash it with your Tashigi. Okay, and I would probably trash it right away as soon as you get your buff, guys, because if you don't, then they could get a trigger, and who knows, pop your Tashigi, and then now you can't pop the card. You know what I mean? So you'd have to be careful about that. So going to swing 7 into 6. They have not used their leader effect. They're going to use it now, and they used it and then just passed the turn because they're a 6,000 power character until the end of turn. So right here, going to swing in for 6. They've already used their leader effects to reduce the power of my leader. So I swung in for 6 more there, and they gave me a 1K counter Beckman. That means they probably have another one. Yep, there it is. You don't just throw away Ben Beckman, guys. The card is too good out of OP09. You don't just throw away that card. That's why I haven't been playing out the Tashigis, the Sabos, because they're just going to trash whatever I play. So we'll play out the Tashigi here. We're going to okay, hang on. So we did -2 with Tashigi, the 2K counter, -4 with the other Tashigi, the 5 cost, and then we did -1 with the Smoker. He got the full buff. Now that's a 0 cost character, and we're smashing in, and it's actually very relevant. we have a body on the board they want to attack. That Tashigi cannot stay on the board, guys. That's too dangerous. So they might choose to attack into that, or they might not. We'll have to see. Okay, so right here we're going to swing for 7 first with our character. They could just use their leader effect and give up a 2K, or they might just decide to take it. We'll have to see. This is guys, this is pretty aggressive. Everything they play is getting removed, and everything I do is just buffing my board here. You know, it's just making each turn stronger and stronger. He needs to play removal on this turn, or he's in deep trouble. Okay, Newgate is not technically removal. Okay, I mean, 8,004, he can have that. That was the right call there. And now that card. So that's why Tashigi is so good, guys, for those who might be wondering, like, why run that over Suru? Well, first of all, in a Navy deck, just run both. But second of all, Tashigi is so good because she can activate main, do this effect, right? She can tap she can tap down and then -2 cost every single turn. And then, like, okay, but you just wasted a 2K counter, right? Well, in that situation right there, that Tashigi acted as like a 5K counter. He swung for 7, or excuse me, it acted as a 3K counter. That person swung for no, I thought it was 8. I thought he swung because he attached a Dawn, yeah. So he swung for 8 into 4. So guys, that was massive. You know what I mean? It acted as like a 4K counter. Okay, so here we go. Now we're gonna play out. So we did -5. 1 second, real quick, guys. We did -5. With the Ice Age, -4 with Hina, -1 more with Smoker, just get the effect, and now we're going to be able to play out a Brook to get rid of this Newgate, following up right after this. Okay, so here we go. So I think we're going to swing 7 a lot of times. He's going to use the leader effect on this first one, probably. Most people do that. Yep, seems good. They basically got a free use of that. Okay, they give me a 2K counter to get out of 7. Then I swing for 7 more. They take it. Pop that guy with Brook, and look at my board, guys. Like, look at my board. This is disgusting. Okay, 5 into 5. No, we're not. You're not getting it for 5. You're going to have to give me the big attack too. 12 into there. Sure, you can have it now. All right, now we don't really have a way to deal with this character on the board. Okay, so we're not going to, right? We're not going to be able to do that. I think we're going to have to just start really going aggressive here. Swing with every character as efficiently as possible. We're just going to swing 5s right across the board. Well, in 5, by the way, it's really a 6 because they have that Shanks on the board. Okay, they use the leader to reduce that. Sure, no problem. I'm making sure I have enough. I'm making sure that I have enough Dawn to play out the Sabo after this, I believe. Okay, swing for 6. It was swing for 5, swing for 5, swing for 6, swing for 6. Play out the Sabo here. I'm going to trash those 2 cards. I'm sitting on 3 2K counters. I have 3 life. I have a blocker. Okay, he trashed it, but, you know, still. They play out the Building Snake. Very interesting. I'm not sure that's going to help too much. They're going to swing in for 12 here. And here we go. They've got 2 cards in hand, and I think it's time to just go for, like, the best math that I can across 3 bodies. We're going to go for 7. This should get every single card out of their hand. Oh, except they got me there. That stupid leader effect. That stupid leader effect. That's okay. We're going to swing for 6. Say you got a 2K counter or you don't. And then it was going to be swing for 8. They have it or they don't, and they did not have it. So that it got kind of close at the end there. Maybe a little too close for comfort. There was probably a better play where we just swing for 7 with the leader and then drop down the Gecko and going for more of a wider board. But at the same time, I felt like I had it. You know, sometimes you just feel like you have it and you just go for it, and sometimes you don't. But the safer play, just to give everybody a heads up real quick, would have absolutely been to just play out the Gecko, put up another blocker, and go about things that way, because I know I had a Borsalino in my trash. Okay, let's keep going. So that was the Smoker game. We got a game of Rebecca now. Okay. This used to be a real fan favorite on the channel. Let me put this in 2x speed. I will try not to pause it because we got a pretty long game here. This is a deck that I got from someone who who's on the VV Theory Discord. I believe their name is CJ. Siege or CJ. Big shout out to them. It is just a curve, go wide deck. It's like I've got a 4-drop into a 6-drop into an 8-drop into a 10-drop if you actually get there. Okay. They're going to cheat out a Gecko Moria. Sure. If we had to see any if we had to see any card they rip off the top of their life for free, I'm glad it was that one, right? Because that one doesn't really do much if there's nothing in the trash. All right, they play out some Goku. They're going to do a Jinbei into Weevil. Seems good. We know what that does. Hey, we know what that's like. Okay, but I do have to start battling for this board a little bit, guys. I do have to start battling for the board a little bit. I don't know what I have in the trash off the top of my head. I'm going to swing for 5 into that and giving it -4. I'm trying to make him just like let it go. Like, hey, man, if you don't let it go, I'm going to KO it. He doesn't take the bait there. I don't really have a great way to get rid of it. So, you know, we bluffed him there. We tried to bluff, but hey, he took it anyway. Or he didn't take the bait. So they just bashed in for everything. I just counter out aggressively with every single card I have. Not going for my Kuzan. Kind of crazy, but who knows? He might go for it here with his leader attack, and that would be a very good play. 8 into 5. Yeah, he goes straight for face. Yeah, not the right play. Sorry, guys. It has to be said, I do not feel like that was the right play. So now it's time to just kind of smash into the board and see what we can get. We'll smash 7 into 5 into the Gecko because that's a target they cannot get back with the Gecko Moria. 5 into 5. We'll do -4 to that guy. And then we're going to play out Aramaki. So what does that card do for the newer players? I do have to pause and explain it. So the card I just played, Aramaki, is an 8 cost, 8,000 power blocker, Navy searchable. It's a blocker, though, that has activate main once per turn, trash a card from your hand, and bottom deck, I think it's a 1 or less or a 2 or less. But when I have this kind of cost reduction on the board, I can get rid of anything I want to, right? So this thing, I just have to bottom deck a card, and I can just start just throwing cards to the bottom of their deck, and he's an 8 cost, 8,000 power blocker. Okay, let's see what they decide to do. I do have 5k in hand and 3 life still, so I'm doing okay. I'm doing fine. And guys, look, not going for the board's a mistake. I'm sorry. Like, not going for my board with a card like this on the board just seems crazy to me. Swinging for 7, we'll block out for free. Let's see what he wants to do now. He should go for Kuzan. Not going for... I would have saved Kuzan, by the way, with the 2k, 1k. I would have absolutely saved that, but now it's like, okay, I can just do this. Sure, 1k counter out with Perona. And now... Okay, we've got some cards in hand now, guys. Now, I do have to make sure I do this turn correctly. I have to make sure I do everything just right so that I don't lose on this next turn here. I can remove 2 characters with removal, and the rest I can probably attack into. So we're going to do -4 with the Hajrada in here. I'm probably going to just push that card out of the way. Okay, so I'm actually decided that I'm not going to use the Kuzan yet. I've decided I don't need that yet. Okay, swing in for 8, or 6 into 4. -4 to that guy. Seems good. And let's see what he decides to do here. We're going to eat up this entire board, guys. This whole board is not going to make it. Okay. 7 into 5. 11 into 5. Oh, by the way, when the Aramaki does his effect, he gets plus 3,000 power for the turn. So it can be a very aggressive swap. Like, he starts off very defensive, but he can go very offensive very quickly. Okay, they're trying to fill this board out to the best of their ability. They whiff on the leader search on the leader top deck, which I will absolutely take that. And they finally decide to get rid of that Kuzan. Very smart, very wise to finally get rid of that. But it might just be too late. We're just going to swing in with everything. You can have the Sengoku. I have 2 life. I have an 8,000 power blocker, and I'm feeling pretty good now. I'm starting. The game is starting to shift into my favor now. Blue-Black Rebecca is very much it's a very hard control deck. Like, hard control. That's not good. I probably got a little bit greedy there, you know, swinging in with my, blocker. But that's okay. That is completely fine. We'll just keep it going here. It did still eat up a block at the end of the day. It saved me a 2k, 1k counter. Or a life. And right here, guys... Excuse me. As long as I don't lose too much, I think I can just, like, lock this game out. We'll go 7 into 5 here. He should just let this go. Or maybe block in 2K. Blocks and lets it go. Okay, sure. Hey, guys, I don't want to go for game yet. You know what I mean? I just want to keep developing the board. So let's go ahead and develop out a blocker here so I know it's coming. I think I might throw every one of those cards to the bottom. And now we're going to have to bottom deck something here, I think. Okay. We did already use the leader effect, I believe. We're going to swing for 8. We're going to bottom deck a card here with the Aramaki's effect. And now it's their turn. I do have a blocker, but I am very vulnerable here. If he wants to, look at that. Bounces a card back. Now he gets to pick and choose what he wants to remove. I think the correct answer here is actually the Aramaki. That might sound crazy, but getting rid of Aramaki would be insane right here. Yeah, because that's my removal. That's my removal every turn. He chooses correctly, and it's a blocker too if he wants to go for game later. He gets rid of the Aramaki. Not good. We're going to do a top 5 search here, or a top 5 set with the Doflamingo. And it's like, you know what? That Brook would be pretty nice right now. So here's what we do. We can't quite get to it just yet. We don't have enough Dawn to do that whole entire, 3-cost play into 5-cost into 3-cost, unfortunately. We were a little bit off on that, but we're going to get pretty close to it here. Okay, smash in 10 into 5. He lets it go. Play out the blocker. And we're going to have to get rid of everything but the Brook. The Brook is the most important card right now because it's steady removal. Okay, unblockable. Where's he going? Okay, I'm going to let him have it. I'm not going to... Well, number one, I can't save it anyway. Cheats out that card. I think he did a draw to effect there. And, yeah, there goes Kuzan. But I still have Hajradin. Hajradin is still a big, big card, guys. We'll take that. We'll actually take that hit gladly. And here we go. All right, we're going to start eating up the board a little bit again. I think double Brook is going to be the call here. 3, 6. I can't do that and the Sabo, but I'm feeling pretty safe if I completely clear this board. Okay, so we'll do a top 5 search, or a top 2 search with the leader effect. We just lost 2 very important cards, but not a big deal. Not a big deal. Okay, so he saves that card. Interesting. So, yeah, I think we have to swing into it. I don't think we have a choice. I got to make sure I have exactly enough left here. Yep, smash in for 8 into 5. Let's see if he's got it. He did. He absolutely did have it. So what we're going to have to do is get rid of one of these with the Hajradin effect, tapping down the leader, pop that, play out the other Brook to get rid of the Trafalgar Law. And I have 1 life left. This is basically his turn to try to just win the game, and I don't know why. 1, 2. So I think this was just like a missed lethal or something, guys. I'm not exactly sure. Because if they swing for... Because what they could have done... So hear me out. Hang on. Pause. If they swung for 7, remember, I can't get out of a 7. I only have 1 card in hand. If they swing for 7, they still have 2, 4, 5 left. So they could go 7, 7, 8 if they're going for just like straight up lethal. And that was probably their best bet. But going 5, yeah, I'm going to get out of that. I have 1 card in hand. I'm going to get out of that to the best of my ability. All right, here we go. We're still in trouble, guys. We're not out of the we're not out of trouble yet. If they had gotten a single bounce card there, I would have been in. I would have been in. It would have been over. A single bounce card, and I'm done. Okay, they're gonna smash him for 8. It was an Edward Weevil. I have to use my blocker there. Okay, and then I get that top deck. Seems good. We're gonna be able to clean up everything on the board with this card right here, guys. Every single card. Seems good, right? So I'll attack into this. So that way he doesn't know what I'm doing. I'll pop that guy first and smash in here. Then I play out this guy, pop that, swing in 4 to 5 so he doesn't get any cards, pop the last guy with the effect, and we're good to go. Okay, now we pretty much can go for lethal, I think, next turn, right? This was a situation where I just needed my opponent to make 1 mistake, and then I can win the game. And I do honestly believe that was a mistake. Okay, then we get an Aramaki. Now it's just out of control, but I don't think we can, well, I did get a 2K counter, but do I really want to use that, right? There's a serious question there if I actually want to use that or not. Yeah, I think I should just start going for lethal. Like, I don't remember what I do here, but I think it's just go for lethal. Swing 5, pop that. I guess not. I guess we're not going for lethal. And then right here, smash in for 5. Hoping there's no Gravity Blade Raging Tiger on top or even a Perfume Femur for this next turn. We'll trash that guy, get him out of here. And I'm saying, hey, dude, I've got 2 blockers. You only have 2 potential attacks this turn. I have a life. Bounce is one of my... Oh, okay. Well, that doesn't matter. Bouncing the Brook doesn't really matter. Okay. And, guys, I mean, this guy's in trouble. He's going to smash in for 9, maybe 10 into Kuzan. I would go 10 or 11 into Kuzan, and I'm giving him the blocker. Yep, you can have the blocker. And now I think we can go for lethal. Pause. Okay. My last card was a Kuzan, too. So, guys, if they had done this play right here we were talking about, right here, this was the entire game. Right here, if they decided go for 7, go for 7, go for 8, they actually win the game on the spot. Because it would be swing 7, okay, I have to take it. I'm not going to give him the blocker yet. And then swing for 7, he's going to know I'm in trouble, right? And I have to block there, and then it's GG. But they don't know my hand, and who knows? You never know. What if the top card could have been a Gravity Blade Raging Tiger? You just have no idea, right? I'm not even sure this list runs it, but neither does he. Okay. All right. One more game. We got a game versus we have a game of Yellow Linlin versus Green Yellow Arlong. All right. Let me go 2x speed here. The volume is already off, and here we go. Yellow Linlin, man. This leader, guys, as it gets more and more triggers, this leader gets better and better and better. I'm not sure if it will ever be top tier or S tier, but it's starting to feel stronger and stronger every single, new set that comes out. Okay, we're playing against another deck that has a lot of triggers, Green, Yellow, Arlong. We're going to swing in for 5 here, probably develop a Kikinojo and pass the turn. Yep, your turn. So you do want to get down to about 3 life pretty safely with this deck so you can start interacting with your top life card. You can interact with it before then by taking life, but you don't want to do that unless there's a reason to. Okay, they swing in for 5. We get the trigger. We're going to go ahead and pop one of these cards. We'll get rid of that guy first so he can't attack past blockers, just in case. I don't think it matters. I just didn't want to give them life this early on. And who knows, you might be able to ignore the card over the course of the game as well. So right here, I think I should use the leader effect. Yep, we'll swing for 6 first. Let's see what they do. They have 1 Dawn active. Interesting. I wonder if this guy made some tech choices in Arlong to change it up. We're going to take the top life card, and then we're going to set the top life card to Kikinojo. Their turn, we play out the Sanji blocker, or excuse me, play out the Sanji blocker first. Now it's their turn. And yeah, we're in a pretty good spot, guys. We're in a pretty good spot. But hey, Arlong is very aggressive. They start going for the board. That's a very good sign. That's a very good sign for us. Now, number 1, I can save this if I want to, but I don't think I should. Okay, we just gained a life. They have 5 Dawn left. What do they have? Maybe Momonosuke or another 5-cost, the 5-cost, wow, Django. Okay, I was expecting maybe the 5-cost, Nami. Excuse me, guys, I couldn't remember. 5-cost Nami would have been nasty there, but they did not have that. I think Django's a pretty good tech card for Arlong, but I just can't get the card to work very often. So right here, I'm swinging 7 with Banish. They have to give me a 2K, 1K. They gave me a Pedro and a 2K counter. Very interesting seeing Pedro in the list. Very interesting. I'm not opposed to it, by the way. I just think that's, I don't think I've seen that yet. Okay, so I think I've set my top card. So my top life card is another Kikinojo, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so let's see what happens here. I got lucky with that other Kikinojo on the board, but my top life card should be a Kikinojo. Unless that's the Kikinojo that I played for the turn. Oof, they play out Arlong. Very annoying, the 4-cost. Now I can't attack with my leader, and I can't set my life card next turn. They're going to swing it for 7. Use the leader effect again, maybe? That's not a once per turn. Yeah, they cheat out an Arlong this turn. They cheat out a Frankie. But they went through 4 cards in their hand this turn. And like I said, I know what my top life is. Okay, I get a Nico Robin trigger. I'm not sure what I'm going to try to do. Yeah, I just canceled the effect. So for those who are not aware, what is Nico Robin's trigger? It is if you can play out a 3-cost or less yellow character from your hand. So that's not. I'm not playing out the beige. I guess I got to play out the pudding to do a search, but I'm not running like Tinlin in this deck if I'm not mistaken. This is just a 100% trigger deck. It's like 100% trigger and then like pudding search. Actually, I bet it's 100% trigger with the only exceptions being pudding searches and 10-cost Linlin. So maybe there was an argument there. Okay, well, I'm just going to swing for 12 now, GG. So what happened at the end there, guys? Let's check it out when I was just yapping away. So we swung for 9 when they had 1 card left, like 1 life left, and they have 2 cards in hand. They physically, it's impossible to counter out of this. So they end up taking it, and then all the rest is going to be going onto one of my characters. I don't know what just happened there. They played out a character or something. It just doesn't matter, though, because we're coming in for 12. If I couldn't have come in for 12, I would have come in for 10 with the Onami. It was just whatever was left was going straight to face. Okay, good game. That was a fun one, guys. Let's check out these deck lists real quick. First up is the Smoker list. This is the deck that I was running for Smoker. And I think I got some kind of, I don't know if I did a straight-up copy-paste from the most recent winning deck list from Smoker, but this is roughly what the deck list looks like, and I do not believe I came up with this one. Like I said, I'm pretty sure I just did a copy-paste. So just look up OnePieceTopDecks.com if you want to find this list, but I'll also have it linked down in the comment section below. But I still want to try to give credit where it's due. This is not my creation. Okay? I may or may not have made a few adjustments here and there, but I'm pretty sure this is not mine. Really good stuff, though. Guys, this list, I'm telling you, I will say Hina, and so Rebecca and Gecko, we already know that's a match made in heaven. It would be nice if this list was running. I mean, it's already running the 4 Brooks. It would be nice if it was running, instead of these 2 Kobes, maybe even like 2 Helmeppos. I feel like 2 Helmeppos in the place here would feel better, in my opinion. Maybe even 3 Helmeppos and go down to 2 Hinas, something along those lines. Because I felt like I didn't have a lot of problems removing characters. And you know, there's no actual card draw in this deck outside of brand new. Remember, guys, this Sengoku is just a straight-up 3-card cycle. You put 3 cards down, you get 3 cards back. Because he costs 1 card from hand, you trash 2 Navy cards from hand, and then you draw 3 cards. So it's just a 3-for-3 complete cycle in and out. Same thing with Sabo. He is a draw 2 and then trash 2. There is no card draw. The only card that actually draws a card and it just breaks you even is brand new. I mean, I guess technically Sengoku breaks you even, but it's more like a 3-card cycle than anything, whereas brand new develops a body and gives you a card back. So this is the only card that really draws you a card if you think about it. So that's where Rebecca and Gecko Moria generate insane amounts of value, because they're the ones that give us the value. All these cards we're trashing, we can get stuff back with them. Kobe's nice and Sakazuki are very nice. However, I just don't know if there's any way to beat Brook these days, guys, because you basically are running 12 Brooks in your deck, because you have 4 Brooks and then 4 Rebeccas and then 4 Gecko Morias that pull back Rebeccas that pull back Brooks. Or you could just go straight up, you know, Gecko Moria into Brook if you need to. And that's where I would like to include, you know, the Surus are nice to combo with that. But I think, and remember, guys, the leader effect is another -1 cost. But that's where Helmeppo would be really nice with the effect, in my opinion. Because it's like, okay, -3 from Helmeppo, -1 from the leader, -1 for Brook. Now we're popping a 5 or less. Typically, you know, most times you'll only need to be able to pop a 4, you know, especially in this current meta with all like the Doffy stuff going on. But hitting a 5, there are targets that are 5 costs that are very relevant. And then, of course, we have Ice Age to deal with all the bigger stuff. We have Kuzans to help us get there. We have the Hinas. I still like the Hina. I don't want that to completely go away, but it might be better as a 2 of if we do decide to go in the Helmeppos here. But you guys tell me what y'all think. Maybe you think Kobe's better. I don't know. Maybe. We have T-Bone for removal as well. I would really like to go up to 4 of these. I just really love this 2K counter. But at the same time, with how this deck operates, I totally understand the starter deck Tashigi 2K counter as well. So really good stuff here. Okay, which one was next? The Rebecca. All right, let me see. I think that was called CEEJ. So this is the Rebecca list we were running today. This one's not my creation either. This comes from a guy named CJ or Siege in the VV Theory Discord. Really cool guy. Came up with this list and it was an instant hit. Everyone loved it, and I do too. I really love this list. It has so much staying power, and it is a blue and black deck that doesn't need Gecko Moria. I mean, you probably could add Gecko Moria, but that's not really what the deck's trying to do. The deck is trying to just curve out. You know, turn 1, you're going to set cards with your Perona. Turn 2, you're going to set cards with Doflamingo or start your curve with Kuzan if you're going second. And then after that, especially going second, I should say, turn 3, boom, you're dropping down Hajradin. Turn 4, Aramaki. Turn 5, Kuzan. Just an insanely powerful curve with so much top-end potential to just start removing things every single turn. So here's that card, guys. Here's Aramaki. I'm going to read it real quick. It's 8 cost, 8,000 power blocker, Navy searchable. Activate main once per turn. Discard 1 card from your hand and return 1 cost 2 or lower character to the bottom of its owner's deck, and then this character gains plus 3,000 for the turn. It's too bad it's not until the start of your next turn or until the end of your opponent's next turn, so it could be just this massive blocker. But maybe that had been too strong. I don't know. But yeah, that's it for this list, guys. It does run quite a bit of 2K counters. It's running 4 Gyats, 4 One-Legged Toy Soldier, 4 Bartolomeo, and that's about it. It is running these Suleimans, which I guess is pretty good to combo with Rebecca later in the game if you need to pop a target with Brook, maybe. Like, I'm sure there's some type of application there. But this card, it's not bad, but I think it's literally just there to help out a little bit with cost reduction. Early on in the game, because later in the game we have Kuzans, both Kuzans, and then we also have the Hajradin. We have ways to do it late game, and even the One-Legged Toy Soldier. So really cool stuff here. And then we got one more list, Yellow Linlin. Let me see if I can find that one real quick. I think it was YLin 9. Yes, yeah, because Nico Robin was in the deck. Excuse me. So this list here, guys, really, really powerful list. Notice how many triggers there are. It's just a full-on trigger. Every single card in this deck is a trigger, except Charlotte Pudding, which searches up the Tinlin, and Tinlin, which is Tinlin. That might have sounded confusing to some of the newer players, but ultimately, pause and read this card. This card, most people would consider like incredible. One of the best cards in the game to chain. I think the best card in the game currently to just chain like one after another, and it's just over. In OP09, I think it's going to be Blackbeard. or Shanks. I mean, it kind of depends on who has the tempo. But this card right here is no slouch. If you go 10 Lin into 10 Lin into 10 Lin, the game is probably over. Because they've lost 3 life, you've gained 3 life, and you're dropping 10 cost 12Ks. Those are like the hardest characters in the game to remove currently, like in One Piece. So, pretty strong, guys, pretty strong. Other than that, we are running a lot of 3-cost targets for the Nico Robin. Notice she can play up to 1 cost 3 or less yellow character from your hand. So she can get the Jewelry Bonnie down. Braum, this is a way to deal with stages, 1-cost stages, and resting your opponent's characters. And it's a trigger to play it. Very solid, very sturdy card there. Technically, you can play out Onamis if you want to, or the Puddings with Nico Robin. But I don't think that's the way to go. The main targets, of course, are Jewelry Bonnie and the Braum. So you have 8... Okay, actually, or Charlotte Parasparrow. Let me see something. Yeah, play up to 1 cost 3 or less yellow character from your hand. Yeah, it doesn't even matter. So it can play out the Parasparrow, it can play out the Bonnie or the Braum. And then, of course, like I said, worst case scenario, play out like a Charlotte Pudding, maybe look for a 2K counter. And yeah, it can play out a Capone Beige, but I don't think this is the way to go unless you include a specific card in this list, which you can run. It's a Katakuri, because think about it, guys. There would be a potential combo if you're not going to lose immediately, and you get a Capone Beige as your last card. Well, or excuse me, you get a Nico Robin as your last card in your life. Okay, if you're not going to lose that turn and they're going to try and close you out next turn, well, you could actually use the Nico Robin effect to cheat out a beige if you have it in your hand, and then on your following turn, you can just attack like normal and then use your Katakuri to, like, if you have 8 Dawn left to do everything we're saying with, you can Capone Beige, push the card back to life. And I know some people might be thinking, like, yeah, but why not just use the leader effect? Well, guys, if you don't have any life, you can't use the leader effect. The leader effect. You do have to add 1 card from the top or bottom of your life area to your hand. That is part of the cost of this this leader. You have to add a card first in order to do this. So if you want to keep it super secret where they don't know what's going on, maybe with the Nico Robin, maybe you push the Parasparrow out. So they're like, okay, he's just going to push a Parasparrow back to life. Who cares? But then you end up using your leader effect for 2 Dawn. To, excuse me, that whole turn would be, on your next turn, you play out the Katakuri, pushing this character back to your life after swinging with it. Then you attach 2 to your leader, smash in for 7, pull back the Parasparrow, and then replace it with a beige, or replace it with a blocker. There's a lot of different options there. Could be cool. Could be a lot of cool stuff there. Replace it with KO. Onami and Nami both have KO. Draw 2, trash 1 on Bonnie. Frankie can be a huge tempo play. So I will say this, if I were to try to improve this list and make it a little bit better, I think adding this would be a really good idea. Or just some type of way to gain life, no matter what it is, maybe even like going up 7 Lins or something like that, as long as we can gain a little bit of life later in the game, so that we can change it out with our leader's effect to, put an actual really strong trigger there, like a blocker or a Kikanojo on tempo, or for tempo purposes, Onami or the Nami for removal, and then any of this other stuff for whatever it's doing. All right, that's it, guys. I'm done rambling. Like I said, pretty chill video today. I wanted this one to be a little bit shorter. Let me go ahead and bust out the playmat page here. Big shout out to everybody who supports the channel. Guys, if you're liking, subscribing, sharing, commenting, viewing my stuff, I really, really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. And if you bought the playmat, I really hope you're enjoying that. And then last but not least, the patrons, the VV Pirates patron page here. Thank you to everybody who supports the channel. Whoops, there we go. Thank you to everybody who supports the channel in this way, guys. Just donating, trying to keep me afloat here, trying to keep the dream alive and keep the channel going. Thank you guys so much. All right, I'm done. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, please don't hesitate to put them in the comment section below. And yeah, until next time, guys. Peace.